one of the things that has made me very much sick over the years is the sight of pastors who purchase sermons. You know, you go online and you see a sermon series. It comes complete with video introductions and little Bible study questions for the people, digging deeper type things. You know, and then it even gives you a sermon outline or even the full text of a sermon if you desire it, to go through a 13 or 14 week series or even an 8-week series. And you can purchase these online or through many Christian book distributors for $200 or $300, and then you can take your church for it. You can have all these fancy pamphlets, and it looks like you're doing a professional job. The problem with purchasing these materials is that it's simony. It's purchasing spiritual gifts from God. You know, Jesus said, freely you've received, freely give. It's the calling of the minister to freely give to people for the work of God. We shouldn't pay to receive spiritual gifts. We shouldn't pay to receive sermons. You know, and I've seen it excused. Well, everybody does it. Well, everybody doesn't do it. I don't purchase my own sermons. You know, all the sermons that I preach, I didn't pay to get a single outline. I didn't pay to get a single module. If I have any video clips, any video aids to enhance my ministry, it's because they were given to me by others. But the idea that we would purchase and not create our own sermon materials it can be very tempting for preachers, especially if it's your goal to create a super mega ministry which will reach many thousands of people. Look, we can reach many thousands of people without purchasing materials. We can reach many people without having to pay from the people's money to do our own job. And the ministers that do this typically themselves are receiving outrageous salaries, you know, for their work because it's so good. We've got to keep them going. Well, the reason why it's so good isn't because they're doing any work. It's because they're a good actor. They're a good deliverer. They know how to purchase the right sermons, and then they know how to purchase whatever. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't bother you. Maybe it's one of those things that shouldn't bother me, but it does. And anytime I see somebody purchasing a sermon, it just grieves my heart that the minister, instead of taking the time to research it out, to work it through, as the people of God are paying us to do as ministers, they just purchase the material from a third-party agency and then just pass it off as their own work. And it really makes me sick, as if the whole church was there just for money. And maybe there are a lot of churches out there that are just in it for the money. And I'll tell you what, you should probably get out of that church, because a church that's all about the money is going to make significant compromises on the Word of God sooner or later. You know, we have all these mega ministries, we have all these mega Christian personalities, and I understand that money can be used to spread out the Word of God and to spread the truth of Christianity, and there's a place for giving money to the church to spread the gospel, but it just doesn't sit right with me that a preacher would purchase his sermon and then pass it off as his own, and then to have everybody pat him on the back and say, nice, good job, but then the job wasn't really his, was it?